Today we're going to ask students about their experience and their thoughts about whether it is worth it to come to London to study. I hope you enjoy this video.
I thought it'd be like a good step outside my comfort zone. I always used to say if I can do London, I can do anything.
So I chose to come to London because I live in a small town up the north of England called Sheffield. I chose London because I just heard so much good things about it. It's a big city. I feel like I needed that change from living in a small town.
Fortunately, I end up having this sponsorship from Taiwan, so I thought it was a really good chance for me to also come to this big city because it has so many things.
London as a city lives and breathes history, and that creates a very conducive environment for me to become a historian. And because I'm from India, I have the colonial history tied to this place. It's more closer to home.
Especially in my first year, I struggled a bit kind of adjusting to uni life and living in London because I came from quite a small town. I was a bit anxious and a bit stressed most of the time. But to overcome that, I kind of threw myself into my studies, sought help if I felt I needed it. And I always made sure I kind of spent a few hours to myself, on the weekend.
One of the biggest struggles for me was my identity. I come from a very different culture and I've never been to the West before. So realizing and accepting the fact that people would think different, talk different, walk different, dress different, have a different mindset was very difficult.
So I usually meet friends through friends or through my hobbies.
I'd say I made most of my friends on my course because we had a lot of in-person lectures, so definitely made a lot of friends through dentistry, but also I joined hockey in first year, so I got to meet so many sports people.
For me, my first year was the COVID year, so it was very difficult making friends because I was studying online, but I made friends through societies. I joined the History Society and her campus UCL, which helped me find like-minded people. Places like UCL or most universities have so many societies. You can find your interest.
Definitely recommend joining a sports society because you just see so many people, you're not just stuck to your course as well.
These parks in London, they're so vibrant. And I always find super friendly people, walking dogs with their kids, drinking coffee, and then they would smile at me, which make my day really enjoyable.
You don't have the pressure to be someone all the time. You can get lost in the crowd, and sometimes you need that.
The variety, there's so many places to eat, so many activities that you can do that just aren't available outside of London. I love just walking down South Bank. I think the views are really, really pretty.
One thing I do find the city can be a little bit impersonal sometimes.
I think one thing is that London can get very crowded and full of tourists as well, especially during the summer. So I think because there's so much to do, that can be quite overwhelming at times.
Something I absolutely despise is the cold. I come from a tropical country where we have winter is 10 degrees Celsius. It's a struggle.
After I graduate, I have to do 1 year of training in the UK. So I was thinking I'd try another city in the UK and then maybe do a year in Australia and become a dentist over there.
After I graduate, I'd love to do a bit of travelling, get out of the UK for a little bit. Just have a few gap years after graduating.
The minute I came to London, I fell in love with the city. London has the pace that makes you feel alive. Yes, I plan to stay here for the rest of my life, hopefully.
Tips I would give for someone thinking of studying in London is to make sure you make the most of the city because your course will go by so quickly and you'll get to the end of it and you'll just think, oh, I didn't do this and this and this.
Be ready for change and don't be scared of change. Don't be hesitant about change. You will meet people from all over the world. Embrace that.
Be adventurous, be open-minded. I'm sure there's a corner for everyone to stay. You just need to find the district or the area or the place you really like.
Would be just a smile, be yourself. I think a lot of people try and be someone they're not, and I think there's so many people in London and you will find your crowd. Also, it is very overwhelming, so just try and stay positive, and everyone's in the same position as you at uni, so you're not alone.
Why do you want to move to Australia?
I just want to see what it's like. I feel like people always talk about going to Australia and it's just better pay, better life. I think